Hey, what's up, everybody? Morning, or good afternoon for some of y'all. It's a late morning here for me. I was up till 4 a.m., so you know how that goes. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Shara Prophet, the Mind Magic Coach, owner of Open Door Hypnosis, LLC, creator of the Magic 8 Ball Manifestation Method, creator of the Be Magic Manifestation Manual, and the Be Magic Program. So let's talk about this, okay? I keep seeing this pop up everywhere, right? And it's not that it's new. It's been happening for some time, right? It's not that it's new. It's just everybody is talking about it now. And for a minute, I was like, I'm not even going to get into this because for what, right? But, I feel like it's important, especially because I know I work with a lot of clients who are still on the fence about coming out of their previous belief systems and religions and things like that, right? And stepping into independent spirituality, learning more about occult sciences. And I have some clients that are, on the fence about doing hypnosis because of their belief system, right? So I think it's my duty to talk about this because of what I do and because I am, I was going to say a servant. Look, that's my program coming into the room, right? But I do service people, okay? I have a service-oriented life work, right? Because it's not just a business to me, this is a life's work because I do it for myself. So I think it's my job to really approach this and talk about this, okay? So if y'all want to go ahead and, hey, Cameo, what's up, Nicole? Hey, everybody. Hi, Willie. Hi, Ava. Good morning. So if you guys want to go ahead and tag folk and bring them into the room, I'm going to go ahead and pop my website in here before we get started. Oops. I'm doing that. That's a new marketing thing that I said I was going to start doing with all of my lives. opendoorhypnosis.com. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's just jump into this. What's up, Destiny? Okay, here we go. Hey, Adelaide. How you doing, boo? All right, y'all. Cameo said it's been hilarious. Well, first let me preface this talk first of all by saying this. This is not me bashing anybody. I have a Christian background. My family is very Christian, so I'm not here to bash. I have a lot of friends that are still Christian, and we all respect each other's belief systems. I don't talk down on it because if it wasn't for my Christian background, I wouldn't be here. To be honest, it opened the doorway for me to be where I am right now. And I had to go through all of that to get to my place of power, my point of power. So for that, I'm always grateful. And I don't talk bad on it, right? I just don't need it anymore. Okay. I don't need a go-between because I am the God that I've been seeking, the goddess that I've been seeking. And that's my belief system. And everybody don't believe that. And that's totally fine. But I do want to discuss this particular aspect of it because a lot of people are walking around in fear. And if I can help to subdue that fear a little bit, I'm going to let my cat outside. She's crying. Craves that nature, which is great. So if I can help subdue that fear a little bit, then I'm going to do my part in the universe to do so. Okay. So the first big named person that I learned was huge in the occult world and then returned to Christianity, okay, with all full Jesus, right, was Doreen Virtue. And I have met Doreen Virtue in person. I have been to a couple of her talks, the church that I used to attend. They would invite all of these different thought leaders, some of the biggest names in the business. I have heard speak in person and had the privilege of shaking hands with, or sitting next to, and talking to, and things like that. So she was one. And I got a bunch of her tarot and oracle decks. And I really enjoyed her work, you know. So when she returned to her previous belief system, I think that was her previous belief system, I'm not sure. But when she went back to Jesus, so to speak, right, I was like, wow, what the hell happened? And then I heard some other people doing it, and I kind of just sat with it and meditated on it a little bit. I was like, what's going on here? What's up with that, you know? So there's a couple of things that kind of showed up in me asking that question. Because when it's something that I'm pondering and I can't really wrap my head around it, I go to meditation, I ask the question, and then I allow for my oversoul, my higher self, to shift me in the direction of the download to receive an answer. Now, it may be the right answer for me, but it doesn't mean it is the right answer for you and everybody else, right? So, because everybody interprets information differently. So I'm just sharing my perspective on this. So the first thing that came through was that they didn't have a good grasp or understanding on an aspect or a part of the occult world that they decided to delve into, right? Because as you guys know, this is a rabbit hole. This path is a serious rabbit hole. It is not like organized religion where it's just this set of rules and that's it. Okay. And that's what it is. I don't need to ask no questions. This is all there is. When you are studying the occult, when you're studying the mind and you're getting into all of these sciences, right? These spiritual sciences, it is a rabbit hole. There is no ending to the knowledge. There is no ending to the number of doorways that you can open. There is no ending to the different practices that you can be a part of. There's no ending to the number of entities and energies that you're going to be confronted with or that you're going to tap into. There's no ending to the number of dimensions that you can visit, right? And that's the beauty of it for me. I love that. You know, I don't scare easily, okay? Since I was a kid, I've been watching horror movies and, you know, I could turn all the lights off and watch a scary movie with no problem, except for Sinister. Sinister, that movie did something to me. I can't watch that one again. And it wasn't that it was scary. It was just very disturbing. And it entered my dreams and I cut a man's head off and I could feel it, see it, everything in my dream. And I was like, yeah, I don't need to watch that no more. But it wasn't that I'm not scared. I just don't want to have that experience anymore, right? So the first thing that came up was that these particular people who have decided to go back to the safe way, right? The safety of organized religion, where they don't have to dig deeper. They don't have to do a lot of research. They could just be complacent and be there. And I'm not trying to talk shit about nobody. I'm just saying what it is because I came from that, right? They don't have to do too much more other than what they are taught and told what is, right? So, and that's not every Christian. That's not every person that's in organized religions. I know some Christians that, you know, do delve into other sciences. You know what I mean? And so they're not just locked into that. But the majority of them are just like, this is it. This is what I believe. That's that. Let's not go there. This is it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that too, right? So they decided to go back to the safety of that. Let me tell you something. It's not easy to recognize or come into the awareness that is you. I grappled with that for probably like a couple of months. You know, like, damn, it's on me? Oh, okay. I can't just put this off on something else outside of me. That was a lot of pressure, you know? But it also made me put on my big girl panties and it pushed me further into my point of power, right? So if you are tapping into something, let's just say you're at a level of adoring virtue, right? Where you've kind of just been all over the place, right? You've been here and been there. She was really, really big in angel work. And I'm using her as an example because she's very well known, okay? But there's other people like on YouTube that I used to follow. They've gone. They on the other side, right? They went back and I'm like, ooh, girl, I can't follow you no more. Not because I don't respect the teaching, but because it's just one way. You know what I mean? The way my mind works is I need expansion. I need something that's gonna be like, ooh, I ain't never heard that before. Let me tune into this, right? So she was heavy into angel work. But see, I know that when you are a light worker, because I started off as a light worker, okay? I started off as a light worker, and that was all I was doing was working with the light, right? And I was only dealing with angels, and I was only dealing with the lighter energies, which are very, very, very powerful. Not talking down on that. They are extremely powerful, and there are some angels that will kick your ass and kill you, okay? So let's be 100% clear on that. Just because they light don't mean that they wimpy and weak. That is not what I'm saying at all. So, but there comes a certain point when you get to the edge of the light, and then you got to cross over into the darkness. And everybody is not ready to do the dark in this lifetime, right? They're not ready to do that. So when they start to creep over there and they see I'm at the edge of my learning, and it is time for me to cross over into another realm, another chamber of my mind. I got to open up this door, and I cracked it a little bit. I peeked my head in, and I don't want none of that. Let's go back the other way, basically. They started walking back through the doorways that they already cracked open, and they end up back at that point of safety and security because something scared the hell out of them. 9 times out of 10, what has scared them, when you go into the darkness, that's when you start delving into shadow work, the place where people call demonic, right? They call it demonic, and it's not demonic. It's you learning the truth about who you really are. And the truth hurts, and everybody don't want to see the truth. Everybody don't want to admit what happened. Everybody don't want to remember what happened. Everybody don't want to relive what happened and who they are and why they are that way. Everybody's not going to walk this path. They're just not, because they're not ready to. It's too scary. It's demonic. It's spook, right? Okay. And so that was the first thing that came through. Okay, that they done opened the doorway and peeked inside and was like, oh hell no, I got to face this, I got to look at that, I got to talk about this, I got to write a book about that, I got to, heal this. I don't want to look at that no more. I just want to be in the light. The light is beautiful, right? But it's illusionary. If that's a word, I don't know. Is illusionary a word? I don't know. When I think about lights, I live in LA, okay? Hollywood. My neighborhood used to be a part of Hollywood, okay? It's called Leimert Park, and it used to be a part of Hollywood. But I don't live far from Hollywood. I can see the Hollywood sign from my street. I walk down the street, stand on the corner, I can see the Hollywood sign, okay? So, and I used to work in the music industry. I worked in Hollywood because we was working in film and TV and things like that. So I have been in some places, right? But I understand the behind the scenes of what we see on television. And it's a lot of smoke, mirrors, and what? Lights. To create the illusion of something being real. Okay? But it's not until you walk behind the camera, beyond the lights into the dark, where you see how everything really comes together. When you see the fine detail and the contracts and the agreements and the fine print that I know, but the people who sign and may not know. And I need to shut my mouth because I can't really tell them everything. They got to have their lawyer look over it and they decide to sign it. Oh, well, that's on them. That type of shit. Okay? So I'm using that as an example because if more people who believe what they see on television, the illusion of the lights, if more people were able to actually go behind the scenes and see everything, the way it all comes together, they would see the devil in the details, so to speak. They'd be like, oh, that's not real. That's not real. And a lot of that is happening now. A lot of that is coming to light, quote unquote, now, right? You see a lot of what we used to think, oh, this person is this way. Now, a lot of that stuff is coming to light. And everybody's like, oh, Hollywood is not that glamorous. It's kind of ugly, huh? Because people are starting to see the truth, the dark side of it. That's the truth. And that's not pretty, and it's not easy. So what's easier is to stay on the other side of the camera where the lights are shining and everything is bright and beautiful. And yes, oh, praise it, hallelujah. I can send it outside of myself. I ain't got to deal with it, hallelujah. I'll just lay it on the altar and leave it there, yes, right? But when you got to do the work yourself, when you got to do the heavy, heavy, heavy lifting, when you have to connect with the darkness, it's not an easy path. It is not for the faint of heart. So people get scared and they want to go back. Okay, so that's that part. Now, let's talk about it on a deeper level, okay? A deeper level is, and I don't even know if I really want to get into this. I'm going to say it one way and leave it at that. The deeper level is that a lot of people have turned away from the organized religions, okay? The paternal, masculine way of doing things as it relates to religion and belief systems and how society is shaped, okay? And so because they've turned away from that, right, the entity that rules over that particular belief system is highly active right now and is doing everything in its power to regain some traction, because we are in a space where the divine feminine is taking back her throne. Because see, the reason why the world is in the shape that it's in right now is because we turned against our own covenant, right? And that covenant was the goddess. Okay? Because before we praised a man or a masculine energy, right? Before we gave that energy all the glory, all the praise, okay? We were celebrating, venerating, worshiping the goddess. Let's just be real. A man cannot create a life on its own. Life don't come from man. Man has to participate in it. The masculine has to participate, right? And then there's some studies that show that there was a time where man did not have to participate in the creation of life, that the divine feminine was able to create that on her own. That's a whole nother subject I ain't getting into. But there are studies that show that. Okay? And because we went against our covenant, especially folks of color, especially melanated folk, right? It is part of the reason why we suffer the way we have suffered. It's part of the reason why we went into slavery, because we went against our covenant. And it's not that we went into organized religion. It is that we turned against the divine feminine. Okay? And we demonized her. So now that she is making a comeback and waking up and shaking up some shit, that entity that rules over that belief system is working overtime to regain some traction. I'm going to leave it there, and that's all I'm going to say about that, okay? So for those of us that are walking this path, right? And if you are unsure about where you are on this path, I encourage you to get into some sort of class that teaches you how to do this in the smoothest way possible. It's not going to be easy, but there is a smoother transition. Okay. I know Tasha Matrez does the Freedom is You class. Okay. I know she has a sovereignty class, and that's her wheelhouse. She does that. So definitely, look up Tasha Matrez. Actually, somebody tag her in this. I'm about to tag her. So y'all can just click on her name and go to her page and look at everything that she's doing. If you have any reservations about being on this path, if it's scary to you, if you're still, worried about whether or not you're going to burn in hell because you read a book about the goddess Isis or what have you, right? I mean, it's hilarious. I hope they don't mind me talking about them, but I love them so much. So a couple of my girlfriends are, they're very Christian, right? And so, we were kind of like talking about, I forgot what we were talking about, but I always manage to bring up what I do because I don't hide who I am and what I do, right? And I forgot we were talking about something, and they were kind of like agreeing with me, and then they were like, "Oh no, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait, don't burn. I don't want to burn in hell, God. I don't want to burn in hell. I love you. You the only one for me. You know what I'm saying?" And I'm like, "Woo, baby, that's a hell of a jacket you got to wear every day." You know what I'm saying? That's like one of those weighted blankets you walking around knowing while I'm floating free. I ain't afraid of nothing outside of me, and I ain't even afraid of me no more. You know what I'm saying? So if you're still wearing that weighted blanket around your shoulders and it's weighing your back down, right? Then you need to check in with that. You really do, because you're in conflict with yourself. And if you're already in conflict, then what's going to happen is you're going to end up scared, running in the opposite direction. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. There really is no right or wrong way to live this life, right? It really isn't. Either you're here to truly, truly ascend and truly, truly live in freedom, or you're here to live the way you are meant to live, right? That's up to you. We have free will, okay? We got free will. So I'm not here to say what I do is right, and I'm not here to say that what they do is wrong. I just know how I feel, and I know the life that I live, and I see how other people are walking around in fear with a heavy weighted blanket on their back, afraid to say certain things, afraid to do certain things, afraid to, accept a blessing from a Mayan shaman, okay? Not understanding that you and only you are the only one. You're the only one that can truly decide whether or not you're going to burn in hell or not. Because hell is a state of mind. But I'm not here to cross nobody over and convert. That's one thing I love about what we do. We ain't got to convert nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, do what you want to do. This is freedom. This is a free path over here. It's called independent spirituality for a reason, because I'm over here independently doing me. And you can independently do you. You could do it under the guise of another God or whatever. I work with gods because I am a god. Okay, it's like business. We business partners, baby. I'm as powerful as you are when I pop up out of this body, right? When I go into the chambers of my mind, I can tap into the same essence and the same dimensions and meet up with the unseen team, with the unseen gods and goddesses, and we can have a conversation. And because I'm in this physical body, I got a little bit more leadway in this realm called Earth. So I bows to nobody and no one ever. That's freedom for me. Now, it could be freedom for somebody else to bow to another god because it may be too heavy for them to take on the responsibility of being a goddess or a god. That might be too much for somebody. So it may be more freeing for them to walk that path of an organized religion. And that's fine too. Whatever you want to do you, boo-boo, do you. Okay. But for those of you who are new to this path, okay, and you're getting started and you still got some conflict, okay? It's time to ask yourself the question, why am I in conflict? What am I afraid of? What's going to happen? What do I think is going to happen to me if I light a candle and summon Lucifer? What do I think is going to happen to me? Why am I afraid to do that? Nothing wrong with you being apprehensive about it. I was apprehensive as hell before I started working with Lucifer. I waited for a long, he was knocking on my door for a few years. And I was like, no, buddy, I'm good. What you doing over here? I don't know what's up with that. And now he's one of my favorites. Not because I'm evil. Not because I worship the devil. I don't worship nothing and no one outside of me. I don't worship nothing. I'm not afraid of any entity, any energy. I'm not afraid of it. I don't have to be. And truthfully, I never really was. Even as a kid, I never was. I've always been interested in the dark side. I wanted to be a mortician. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be in the FBI. And then I went to school for a little while to be a forensic psychologist. So I've always been a morbid ass person. You know what I'm saying? I've always been more on the dark side. Church and religion never really resonated with me. I stopped going when I was 12. It didn't resonate. And my family didn't force me. They didn't force me. That's one thing I love about my family. It doesn't matter how religious they are. They always let me be me and let me do me. So I'm blessed in that way. I was never forced. For a long time, I was just a heathen out there hanging and dangling. Just, out of control with it. But I'm grateful for that. Me losing control, because me losing control showed me how much power I had. You know what I'm saying? I was utilizing my power in a certain way that wasn't the healthiest way, but I got a chance to see how powerful I was when I was operating more in my darkness. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it came to sex and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Experimenting with drugs and hanging out and dancing all night long until the sun rose, and then sleeping all day. Like I lived a straight up vampiric type of a life. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful I did that. Because when it came time for me to delve into that darkness, into the dark water, which I'm going to talk about in today's water magic class, right? I'm going to talk about that today, what that is and what that means. When I finally delved into it, I was restored in a healthy way to operate in balance between the light and the dark. Okay. All right. So that is my take on the New Age to Jesus movement. That's just how I feel about the situation. Okay. If you guys want to sign up for the water magic class with Yemaya and Asmodeus, that is happening today. In fact, when I get off of here, I'm going to go ahead and record that class. It's going to be a pre-recorded class. All right. Because I had set the time up at the same time as Be Magic class tonight. I got a lot going on, y'all, so please forgive me for double booking. But I'm going to pre-record that class and I'm going to email it to everybody who has signed up for it, all right? And then it'll be uploaded on the website, so if you want to go in and purchase it, you can. The price is going to go up today. It's going to go up to $132. It's $66 right now, but after I record it and upload it, it's going to be $132 to access that class online. So go ahead and get in on the pre-registration price. And now if you want to do that, I'm sharing different water magic tips and techniques that you can use in your magical workings and your rituals and your spell work, okay, to help you heal and manifest, okay? Also, tomorrow we are doing the waxing gibbous moon creation hypnosis ritual. That's a mouthful, I know. So what is that, right? I'm doing a ritual tomorrow that's starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do it on the Open Door Hypnosis Business Facebook page. It will be there for you to go back. If you can't make the ritual live, it'll be there for you to go back and watch later. The ritual is fully protected, so if you don't pay for it and you try to get it and you try to pull energy, you're not going to be able to, okay? Because it's going to be fully protected. You could watch it, but you just won't pull. You won't be able to really benefit from it, okay? So it's $22 right now. The price is going to go up to $44. All right, so go ahead and get in and grab that up now. So basically what we're doing is we're tapping into the energy of that waxing gibbous moon. And what waxing gibbous moon does is it helps us get into alignment with the actions that we need to take to move forward and to fully manifest that which we're manifesting. And it's very important that we do that now because we got that beautiful blue moon happening on Halloween night, y'all. That's powerful. That's when you're going to be able to just suck up and absorb all of that manifestation energy. So Tuesday is all about, okay, what do I need to do to take the actions to get that thing? By the time that new moon, that full blue moon comes in on Halloween night, what do I need to do? Maybe that action is, okay, I need to do another ritual, or maybe I need to take a spiritual bath, or maybe I need to, create an email list, or maybe whatever, maybe I need to join a dating site, right? Whatever it is. Maybe I need to get real specific about when I want to get pregnant and when I want to have this baby. Okay. So that's what that ritual is all about on Tuesday. All right. That's tomorrow. So you definitely want to make sure you, tap into that. Now today's class, I'm going to talk about things that you can do to prepare for tomorrow's ritual because it has a lot to do with water. All right. So I will get into that in the water magic class. So those two things kind of go hand in hand. So I would highly recommend that you go ahead and get in now and purchase both if you plan on doing one or the other. All right. Okay, y'all. Thank you for your energy, your time, your ear. Oh, hold on. Y'all saying stuff. Wait a minute. Let me see real quick. Y'all know I got to look and see what y'all saying first before I hop off of here. Hey, Destiny. Oh, good. The first person that I learned from in a cult, Pretty Boss, really shook me when she went. Yeah, I used to follow her too, Natasha. Yeah, absolutely, Cameo. That's the other thing, yeah. Like some people just were supposed to bring what they brought, and they supposed to go on back to where they came from. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say I can't see myself going there because I never really was there to begin with. Like I said, I stopped going to church when I was 12. It just didn't resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in church falling asleep. I remember being in there feeling like everybody getting on my nerves. Why am I here? Brandy, hey Brandy, says the shadow work is hard. Taking full accountability for the hard moments of life is hard. This is not an easy path to walk in comparison to Christianity. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Hey KL, I work with the gods because I am a god. Yes, that's right. And they prefer that. They don't want you coming begging and pleading and crying, and they don't want that. They're like, I need to work with some strong folk. Like, I need to work with somebody who gets it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ava. So true. I'm always breaking chains from the way I was taught. But my freedom to be me and not trying to please everyone is what makes me whole. We are so worth the work. Yes, we are. Yes, Cameo, I agree. Nothing else worked for me either. This works. Me tapping into my own power and my energy is what worked for me. And to each his own. Everybody do what you got to do. I'm just touching on this because, it's the thing now. It's a thing. It's a trend. So I see a lot of people doing it. I'm like, oh, snap. Okay. But I just wanted to bring my perspective. And so hopefully this sheds light on it for those of you who may also have had questions about it. Yeah, that's it. All right. Love y'all to life, and I will see you in the next video. The hell is that noise? I don't know. My doors are open and my windows are open. I'm loving this fall crispy coolness. Yes, honey, because LA has been on fire, and I'm like, I can't handle this heat. So, I will talk to y'all in the next video. Those of you who have purchased the Water Magic class, I will be emailing that out very, very soon. Once I get it fully recorded, I'm about to do myself up and get on camera and do that now. Okay? Much love to you. Bye. Have a fabulous, fabulous Monday.